Welcome to Deep Thought. The future may be bright. And when I say future, I don't mean immediate future. I don't mean next month or even next year. The future may be bright because, yeah, we going through some stuff now. You know, we going through some stuff right now. I mean, there's no, whether you following the rumors or whether you like actually seeking out the truth. This is something. I mean, the recession, and I know it hasn't officially been called one, but come on now. You know, and then we really still don't know, even though there's been a high survival rate for this thing, we don't know how far it's going to go. We really don't know. We don't know. Man, in some places, yeah, it's going down. They were able to deal with it, especially in Asian countries. But we don't know how far it's going to go here. But despite everything, the future may be bright. Now people will say, well, Rom, do you know whatever? Well, understand something. History itself goes in cycles. History goes in cycles. Stuff is like, as they said on that TV show, Battlestar Galactica, you know, this has happened before. You know, if you look at the past, we've always come out of something major. You know, some disease. I mean, this is going back to like the Black Death in Europe. Oh, yeah, it knocked out some people, a whole lot of people. But then a few centuries later, you know, the same people were dominating the globe. So, I mean, and I ain't going to say the future might be bright in centuries, but I'll use a better example, closer to home example. And that's the Great Depression. You know, the Great Depression, I mean, it was followed by World War II. In fact, there's many arguments, credible arguments, that it was World War II that got us out of the Depression. But then, you know, despite those two major events and the disruptions that it caused, if you look at the period from about 1945 to, I'd say sometime in the 70s, maybe around 72 or something, particularly in this country, the United States, things were great. Things were great. I mean, there were a lot of social changes, such as, the civil rights revolution, the sexual revolution, and stuff like that. But economically, and those were good things. Those are actually good things. But economically, shoot, you remember it was a time you talked to some elders, if they needed a job, something like that, or get a home, they didn't even need a college degree. They just had to show up to the right place. And so you had something. So it was a bright period. Now, yeah, of course, it went through, kind of went down. But one of the things in life is nothing stays the same. And that's just nature itself. You're going to have high periods. You're going to have low periods. Now, right now, it's a definite low period. And we just still don't know how far it's going to go. But whatever the case, something's going to come from it. Because even with people losing jobs, even with people losing lives, even with the total disruption that's caused, the thing is, people are going to evolve. And even with it all, you still have some people making some money during this period. You got some people, a lot of people losing jobs, or they were already in a position where one slight emergency could knock them out. You had some people, they making money, and I don't mean on the stock market. They might have something or some business, something, where they got people lined up. Or, it could be like yesterday I talked about the relationships. I'm seeing more people being together. I mean, 10 years from now, the divorce rate, which is very high, might be low. because people going to look at each other different after going through this. People is like, if we're going to break up or we're going to divorce, it can't be off the bullshit that we were divorcing off of. People going to take stuff more seriously. And it's not for the money. Some people might think, well, yeah, people sticking together for the money, but no, I don't think it will be that. It'll just be like, you know what? We just had this situation where we were hit economically, we were hit medically. We need to take serious our relationship because this could change at any time. Those are serious. If you think about it. Think about your health. I mean, that's your life right there. Your health. That is your life right there. It makes you think about stuff if your health is in danger. And then you can't eat. That's why even in places with lockdowns, they still got grocery stores open. Because then if they said shut those down, yeah, people might be stockpiled for a little bit. But how long can you keep that stockpile going? And then I guarantee there's some people out there got some milk spoiling or something, and shoot, and even with people hitting the stores, there's only so much they had to buy food with anyway. They might got a good couple months at best. I'm saying at best with how much money they were making. That stuff disappeared quick. That stuff disappeared quick. So, people looking at all of that. So, people might say, hold up. We got to do better. People might be looking at the business model. Look at the business model. It might totally change. And then, we have this thing with the administration offering people money, which could lead to universal basic income being adopted. I'm going to just say it. They were talking about 2 payments. You give 2 payments. And people get used to it. They'll be clamoring for 3, 4, and just permanent payment. So you don't know what that would do. People, a lot of people saying, well, that's socialism, all of that. Yeah, perhaps. But a bunch of artists and other creative people might be like, hey, this can help us get over while we create something. That could create something. I mean, we don't know what the response would be. Because I'm going to tell you what. A very simple term. You can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. And that's the reality. When you have bad stuff, when you get to a certain level, only place it could go is up. Only place it could go is up. So, yeah, it's bad now, but then 20 years from now, it might, in our eyes, might look like a damn near paradise. Now, yeah, there's probably still going to be some issues, and, some will probably happen maybe 20 years after that to throw everything off again. But then, because that's just nature. That's nature itself. Only thing we can do, and one of the things in nature, it will always correct itself. The earth itself will correct itself. That's how powerful nature is. Because I've read reports of like waters in certain places getting cleaner, air is getting cleaner. And why is that? Well, enough people aren't out. If people ain't driving as much or polluting as much, So, shoot, it might just be that. They might say, you know what, this was a thing that really addressed climate change. I'm saying that as speculation. I don't know, but we don't know. We don't know what the ultimate results will be. But, just based on just some stuff, because there are people seeing this as a positive. They're seeing it as a positive because they're, especially if they're real spiritual. So, that's the whole thing. And remember all this too. A simple statement. The light always shines. Yeah, it's tough. No, it is tough. That's why people need to maintain their peace during this period. They need to maintain their calm. They need to connect with their loved ones. But it will always get better. The light will always shine. The sun will always rise. The future may be very bright. And that's the key for everything. All right. So anyway, y'all, that's all I have for now. Peace and many blessings.